because he's going to finish at the rim.
He had 15 points in the third quarter, Zion did. Look at him continuing here and just taking it strong.
Once again, he loves to turn over that right shoulder. That's his patented move.
26 and 10 last night for Zion, who was really emerging here in his second season. But let's take it to where this game is decided. 30 seconds to go. Jazz are down by 1. And here's the big sequence, Jay Will, off the miss from Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell misses. Rudy Gobert can't. I don't know if I call that an over-the-back call. Rudy Gobert is not just much taller, but it sends Zion Williamson to the free throw line.
Take another look at it here. That's Gobert. He does get called for over-the-back. Zion would make 2. So the Pelicans have a 3-point lead, and here's the final shot. Not a great look that the Utah Jazz get off. Zion gets the rebound. Josh Hart gets an uncontested dunk, and that is all she wrote. The Pelicans get the win, 129-124. And again, Zion finishing with 26 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, joining Anthony Davis as the only players in New Orleans history with a game with those numbers before turning 21 years old. They will play again tomorrow night against Chicago. And before we get into what I really wanted to talk with you about today, and first of all, welcome back. It is great to have you here. And Zach Lowe is here as well. Give us the patented wave. Zach Lowe, there we go. I want to just quickly, we talked so much about Zion Williamson last year when he wasn't playing. Now here he is playing every single night and playing brilliantly, and I feel we talk about him less. Catch us up on what we're missing from Zion.
I mean, look, he is having a phenomenal year. He's shooting 60% from the field. He's averaging 25 points per game. He's an all-star, but he's also playing consistently, Greeny. He only played 24 games last year in a truncated season. So we're finally seeing Zion healthy, which is why, look, everybody's everywhere, but still his game speaks for itself. He's point Zion this year, as Zach will tell you.
Yeah, so Zach, that's an interesting thought. You brought it up briefly yesterday that right now Zion Williamson may be working his way towards playing what I guess could be described as a new era point guard position, and that could really be something. How do you see it?
Yeah, about a month ago, there's a clear dividing line. Stan Van Gundy decided we're giving him the ball. We're going to give him the ball in transition. We're going to let him ISO up top like some linebacker version of Giannis, and we're going to set screens for him. He's going to be a pick-and-roll ball handler. And by the way, we're going to set screens with him with our centers. We're going to use our guards. What are you going to do when J.J. Redick sets a screen for Zion Williamson? You can't leave J.J. Redick. Lonzo Ball, he's going to flare out for threes. All of a sudden, defenses are confused, and this human bowling ball is coming at you. And by the way, you see the way he came at Rudy Gobert last night? He's not scared of anyone. He'll just jump right into people's bodies. 7 foot, doesn't matter. They're falling down. He's still going up and laying the ball in. He's a really good passer. Defenses haven't found a comfortable answer for Point Zion yet, and it may be a long time before they do, if they ever do.
Point Zion is becoming a thing. Quickly, let me just throw something at you,
Sure.
Will, because I did this list yesterday, and I seriously considered putting Zion at number 1. But here was my list that I did on the radio show yesterday of the top 5 players I would start a team with right now. And as you see, taking age into account and everything else, I have Giannis at 5, Jokic at 4, Jason Tatum at 3, Zion at 2, and Luka Doncic at number 1. He turned 22 years old on Sunday. Jay Will, what is your reaction to the list?
I like Zion number 2. I just need to see him once again. I have trust issues, Greeny. I just want to see him be healthy for a full season before I can definitely say he's the second best player under 25. I still have Giannis like in that 2-3 range just because of back-to-back MVP.
But is he a guy that can carry your team to winning a championship? He's the one guy who has the most experience of everyone on this list in the playoffs and has, to some degree, not come up with the moments and the plays and maybe the game that is necessary to be the best player on a championship team.
If you surround him with the right talent, here's what I will say about Zion right now. And I'm not saying he is these two players with him and Lonzo Ball, because I know where people will go, but they are an unorthodox Gen Z version of Karl Malone and John Stockton. Like that's Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson with the way they're utilized in screen and rolls. Like when Lonzo Ball, and Zach alluded to it, when he sets a screen, he's shooting 47% behind the three-point line in the month of February. And he's a gifted passer. So Zion passer, bully ball to the rim. It's really hard to guard with the spacing that they have on the squad.
Zach Lowe, you saw the list. What's your reaction?
I think it's a pretty good list. It seems a little exuberant on Tatum right now, but considering his age and the fact that he's still recovering from the coronavirus. He's one mini leap in playmaking from justifying that number 3 spot. Luka, as we've talked about, is the right choice at number 1. And Mike Malone, the coach of the Nuggets, is going to be very happy to see Nikola Jokic finally appearing on one of these lists that people in the media do. And he's right. The guy just turned 26 years old. He's about the same age as Giannis. He's a human triple-double. Defenses have no answer for him. So I like that we're giving him a little love. Giannis at 5 and no Joel Embiid. Perk is going to side-eye you for the lack of a Joel Embiid appearance the next time he's on the show.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not having Joel Embiid hurts, but I just can't have Giannis at 5. I can't have the back-to-back MVP of the regular season as the 5th best player under 25.
And that's not the question. The question is, who would you start a team with? And if your goal is to win a championship, and I told you right now, you could either have Jason Tatum or Giannis Antetokounmpo. You could just start a team with one of those two guys. Which one are you taking?
I'm still taking Giannis.
You are. And how about you, Zach Lowe?
Still taking Giannis, but it's very, very close because of the 4-year age gap, and I know that Tatum is a great shooter from all over the floor. Giannis has still got to prove, hey, what's my go-to move in the playoffs when you wall up on me with 4 defenders?
Let me give Giannis Bradley Beal, and let's start talking about how Giannis can be looked at differently.
Yes, you can give a lot of people
I understand, but it's who you surround the player around, though, with, Green, and that goes a long way.
I understand that, but, I mean, Luka Doncic is making everybody on his team a trillion times better, and that is what it's about.
That's why I agree with you on Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic is a similar style to LeBron James, but all the other players, you have to surround them with another piece. Luka is a turnkey offensive system in his place.
I miss these arguments again. Jay Will has them every single day. He's the J of KJZ, coast to coast every morning on ESPN Radio. Zach Lowe, thank you for jumping in. We'll do much more of this as we continue. Meanwhile, we got a great doubleheader of NBA hoops tomorrow night here on ESPN. You're going to get Harden returning to Houston.